In 1895, something that sounded like magic happened in New York City. A man stood in the middle of a room and lamps lit up around him, without any wires. Sparks danced in the air and energy flowed through space as if defying the laws of physics. This man was Nikola Tesla. People looked at him with a mixture of fear and awe. Some called him a genius, others called him a madman. Tesla didn't just try to improve the world, he wanted to completely remake it. He dreamed of free energy for all, wireless communication, and technology that would connect the entire planet. But his vision was so far ahead of his time that most people weren't prepared to understand it. This is the story of a man who saw the future and paid the ultimate price for it. Nikola Tesla was born in 1856 in the small village of Smiljan, in what is now Croatia. Even as a child, he was different from others. He could build complex machines in his imagination and test them without tools. His mind functioned like a laboratory. He had a photographic memory and an extraordinary ability to concentrate. But his life was not easy. He suffered from strange visions and hypersensitivity to light and sound. Many considered him strange. His father wanted him to become a priest, but Tesla was fascinated by science. He knew his destiny was not to follow tradition, but to create something the world had never seen before. As a young man, Tesla studied electrical engineering and quickly became one of the most talented students. But his obsession with work led to a nervous breakdown. He slept only a few hours a day, devoting the rest of his time to experiments and study. Eventually, he decided to leave Europe for America, a country that symbolized the future. He arrived in New York with only a few cents in his pocket, but with a head full of visions. He believed that this was where he would realize his dreams. Little did he know that a fight awaited him that would change his life forever. In America, Tesla began working for Thomas Edison, one of the most powerful inventors of his time. Edison promoted direct current, but Tesla knew there was a better solution. Alternating current. It was more efficient and could transmit energy over long distances. Edison didn't believe in his idea. Tesla left and began working alone. It was a monumental decision. He risked everything. But his vision was stronger than his fear. Eventually, his technology was noticed by investors and entrepreneurs who recognized its potential. The greatest moment of his career came when his alternating current system was used to power an entire city. The world saw that Tesla was right. His technology became the foundation of modern energy. Thanks to it, energy could be transmitted hundreds of kilometers. Cities glowed with light. Factories began to operate faster. Tesla became a symbol of progress. His future seemed to be filled with success, wealth, and recognition. But reality was to prove quite different. But alternating current was only the beginning. Tesla's mind didn't stop at a single invention. He created the Tesla coil, a device capable of generating enormous voltages and spectacular electrical discharges. This invention laid the foundation for future radio and wireless technologies. Tesla also experimented with radio waves, discovering ways to transmit signals without wires. In 1898, he presented the world with something incredible, a remote-controlled boat. This was the first example of remote-control technology, which today underpins drones, robots, and modern military systems. People were shocked. Some believed Tesla controlled the machine through telepathy. But this was science. Tesla was creating technologies that would become the foundation of the world we live in today. Despite his genius, Tesla wasn't a good businessman. He wasn't interested in money. He was interested in the future. He dreamed of creating a system that would allow for the transmission of energy without wires across the globe. He began construction of the massive Wardenclyffe Tower. He believed it would change humanity forever. But his investors began to lose confidence. They saw no immediate profit. Funding was halted. The project collapsed. Tesla lost everything he had built over the years. The Wardenclyffe Tower was Tesla's most ambitious project, and, at the same time, his greatest dream. It was no ordinary structure. Tesla believed it would allow him to transmit electricity without wires over any distance, using the Earth itself as a conductor. He wanted to create a global system that would allow everyone on the planet to benefit from free energy. But that wasn't all. The tower was also intended to enable wireless communication, the transmission of information, and even images. In other words, Tesla was attempting to create something resembling today's internet and wireless networks long before they existed. Construction began in 1901, but its completion required enormous sums of money. When investors realized Tesla wanted to offer free energy, they lost interest. The project was abandoned, and the tower was never completed. Over time, his life began to unravel. People stopped taking him seriously. His ideas were too bold, too ahead of their time. He became lonely. He lived in cheap hotels, feeding pigeons, and working on projects that no one wanted to fund. The genius who had once illuminated the world was forgotten. He had no money, no company, no support. He had only his mind, and visions of the future that no one wanted to hear. Nikola Tesla died alone in a New York hotel room in 1943. He wasn't rich, he wasn't famous, but his inventions lived on. The alternating current system he created became the standard worldwide. Every city, every home, every factory uses the technology Tesla designed over a century ago. His work laid the foundation for modern civilization. Without him, the world would be completely different. Today, Tesla is recognized as one of history's greatest geniuses. His visions of wireless communication, energy, and technology became reality. Many of his ideas were so advanced that it took the world decades to understand them. Tesla didn't live to see his triumph, but his legacy is everywhere. Every time you turn on a light, you're using the technology he helped create. This is the story of a man who didn't just predict the future, he created it. Years after his death, the world began to discover the true scope of his genius. Scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs returned to his notes, trying to understand ideas that were too advanced for his time. His name became a symbol of innovation and the courage to think differently. The company Tesla, Inc. was named in his honor, paying tribute to the man who laid the foundations for modern electricity. Today, Tesla inspires millions of people around the world. His story is a reminder that true visionaries are often misunderstood in their own time. Yet it is they who change the future. Tesla didn't just create inventions, he created a direction for all of humanity. Future Makers. The stories behind great minds.